you can see smoke coming up where this peat fire exists. The moving wall is made of aluminum, but painted with a black gloss. Where the cross was set on fire was right outside of Smith's window, and takes 50% of me and 50% of the dog. Cars can't see students until they've stepped into the intersection. He has his subjects sit for him, but if he can't do that, he will use a photograph. Here at this shoreline, you can see the severity of the fish kill-off. Life flight helicopters come equipped with a flying intensive care unit. The key to scoring high in these rodeo competitions is knowing every aspect of your vehicle. On Pekegama Lake, docks like this one are almost completely underwater. If you don't click it, you get the ticket. A week after a wildfire swept through Red Lake tribal lands in the Beltrami Island State Forest, fire crews are still working to contain it.
Stirring it up with water, cold dirt or wet dirt that we have down there to extensively put the fire out.
There are no flames or billows of smoke because this blaze is below ground, which is a whole different firefight altogether.
This stuff does still pose a very real threat, because it can find a surface area that's dry and come out, and we can be back up and fighting this thing more aggressively.
Peat fires occur during extended drought seasons, and once they ignite, they are very difficult to extinguish.
It increases the timeline drastically.
So here you can see smoke coming up where this peat fire exists. On top of this tree, you can feel the wetness from the ground, but then directly underneath the roots, it's very dry ground, and from the origin of the fire, it's extremely high. An incident management team composed of DNR, U.S. Forestry, and area fire departments has around 200 crew members spread across the 50 square feet of affected area.
Move.
Much like a search and rescue team to locate the origin of the peat fires, firefighters span out in a line formation.
People equally spaced apart, constantly checking the ground, feeling for heat with the backs of their hands, checking to see if a spot's warm.
But finding these underground fires isn't as easy as spotting smoke. Crews are trained to recognize surface indicators and smell.
This is meticulous, this is tedious, but we got to find all these things and dig them out and put them out.
The smolder might be small, but the damage peat fires can cause is anything but subtle. Park Rapids native Richard Shower's business and home are directly across the street from a potato field that is sprayed with the fungicide chlorothalonil.
Anytime they spray, we make sure we're not outside.
Shower's wife died from breast cancer about a year ago. He has lost 2 dogs and 1 horse to stomach cancer, and Shower is recovering from rectal cancer.
With all this cancer stuff, it scares me now. I think I should be moving.
The Pesticide Action Network's recent air monitoring study found chlorothalonil in 64% of 340 air samples taken from 19 locations throughout central Minnesota.
Anytime pesticides are airborne and people are breathing them in, they pose a health risk.
Potato fields cover roughly 50,000 acres in Minnesota, and most use a fungicide called chlorothalonil, and the most common way to distribute it is by airplane.
I've heard planes a ways south of me, at least a couple miles south of me, in the morning, and about 10 o'clock the wind comes up and it's just flying right in my face.
Carol Ashley lives about 1,000 feet from the nearest potato field and says she still suffers severe symptoms from pesticide drifts due to aerial spraying.
It will lay me up for 3 days. I can barely move. Managed to get my dog in and out, and that's about it.
It's not our desire that anybody should become ill from any applications.
RD Offutt officials say chlorothalonil is critical in protecting crops from pests and plant disease.
We're well within the guidelines of what the EPA has established as a label for fungicide applications.
The EPA is now reevaluating the health risks of chlorothalonil, so cases like Shower and Ashley won't be cast to the wind.
Gotta hang on.
Red Lake Transit bus driver Jeff Iceman is street smart in the literal sense. Like the famous Iceman in Top Gun ruled the skies, this Iceman rules the roads.
I drive probably anywhere from 250 to 300.
Iceman competes in transit rodeos, an obstacle course challenge that tests the driving skills of transit operators.
Your daily driving skills, left-hand turn, right-hand turn, mock pickup, mock drop-off.
And this vehicle maneuver master knows his way around a rodeo ring.
This one is Minnesota State Rodeo.
He has already racked up a few trophies and most recently placed third in a national tribal transit rodeo.
For me to participate for Red Lake Nation was an honor to be there.
Iceman says the key to scoring high in these rodeo competitions is knowing every aspect of your vehicle, from the outside to the inside.
The main thing to remember, to get to know, is your bus itself. The mirrors, the clearance, the turning radius.
A top driver in transit rodeos scores major street credit, but there is no big reward to bring home. So what's in it for Iceman?
For me, the reward is being able to better myself as a driver. I figured out it wasn't my competitors that were the biggest competition, it was myself.
It's a battle of wits on wheels. So in a transit rodeo, the winner is the Einstein of the streets. And for Iceman, that is a reward worth driving for.